Okay, so this video isn't really about Pokemon items, but maybe a help for other sellers if they've had the same problems I've had. Here recently I've been getting a lot of items that have been sent overseas to places, and they have custom numbers on them, but it costs a lot more to send with Express than it does with First Class or Priority. Almost an unreasonable amount more. And sometimes, as you'll see, you'll get a screen that looks kind of like this, where it's saying, well, it's processed through a sort facility, you know, almost immediately after you send it out in Miami, or I think there's another place that it shoots out up north when it goes overseas, and then you don't really see anything after that. Next thing you know, you've got a buyer. He's coming back to you and he says, well, I didn't get this item. I see that it's in transit, but I haven't received it yet, and it's been a really long time. So you call into the post office, or you go up to the post office and you ask them if there's any way to track it. They really can't. But really, they're just being lazy. There is a way that has worked for me. Recently, I had someone buy 2 Japanese booster boxes from me. It cost about $700. I sent it out, and after about a month, they said they didn't receive it and they wanted to know where it was. So I was pretty upset that this wasn't arriving. So what I actually called up USPS, and I told them that, you know, what happened, and they actually said there was a way to track this stuff. You have to submit an inquiry. When you submit an inquiry, it actually starts an investigation to figure out who actually checked in, you know, these customs along the way, because it doesn't update online, as you can see, even though you know it's overseas. It doesn't update online because of security reasons until sometimes it's delivered. You'll see it every now and then showing delivery right up here above this, but it will not always do that. There's no requirement on that at all. So when I did this, let me see if I can zoom in. The guy said he hadn't received it. He was really polite, you know. If you can read this, it says, I submitted an inquiry today, and I was told it should be contacted back within 17 days. All I had to do was call this number, 1-800-275-8777. I kept saying customer service over and over again until I was redirected to a person. Then I was told to submit an inquiry. Now I asked for a call confirmation number and I asked for a case ID. None of that stuff came up. All they did was give me the actual customs label that I had given them in the first place. So to call back after 18 days if I had not received any messages. Well, I hadn't, so what I did was I actually did call them back after 18 days, and what ended up happening was they moved it into an investigation, well, a stage 3 investigation, and they said that they will now be contacting France to see if they can get anything back from them. They gave me a case ID number, and they said that I could use this, you know, for proof or whatever I need to for PayPal or eBay or for the buyer so they can check in on it. They could, during this time before now, anyone could check in on the inquiry with the customs label that you originally had, but they wouldn't be getting any information. This case number was actually a way to confirm that I was doing something and that it was being investigated. Lo and behold, I was not expecting anything, honestly. I was sent a letter from the United States Postal Office, Postal Service, and inside, to my much surprise, like I kid you not, I was not expecting anything. I was expecting there to be absolutely nothing. It says, basically, the Postal Service of France has advised us that the article was delivered on or about June 10th, 2013. So here I have a case ID and proof in a letter form directly from the United States Postal Service that it was delivered. So this guy was trying to scam me out of money because he saw that online it wasn't delivered. If you want those steps again, as I continue to speak, here, I'm going to put them up right here. Hopefully this can be seen okay. because this is pretty much the steps that I followed, and it worked. If something does get lost, then of course it's lost, but this will actually give you a shot at trying to find where that package went. I actually told another buyer of mine who lives in, I think it was Chile, that I was going to actually start up another case, and in the end there was going to be legal consequences if the item was delivered. I put it subtly, like I think I said, make sure that your family members didn't accidentally pick it up, because once I start the investigation, if they do find out it was picked up, then there could be legal consequences, because that's mail fraud. Because the way the Postal Service put it with me was that if it was lost, they would actually cover the full replacement value of it. So you don't even have to have it insured technically, because if it's in their hands and they open up a case showing that it was lost in their possession, they'll pay for it. And when I said that I was going to submit a case to that other buyer, he actually turned around within 1 hour and said, "Oh, no, after a month it finally arrived. Thank you very much. No need to open up a case." So I'm getting the feeling that there's a lot of people overseas taking advantage of U.S. buyers with this custom labels number, because they know that if they get the package, sometimes it doesn't update online. So they'll go online, check it out, and see that it hasn't updated, and they're going to try and get their money back. Well, here's a way that we can fight this back. I don't know if this will work every time, but it's worth a shot. It's pretty easy. You call the United States Post Office, ask for customer service, tell them you want to start an inquiry. If you haven't heard back from them within 18 days, you can call them up, and they should move it into stage 3, or an investigation. And when this happens, hopefully they'll get around to sending you a letter back saying that they actually found your package. Maybe they didn't, but some cases, like mine, they will. It didn't take them but a week to send me a message after they moved into an investigation. Hopefully I've given you enough time to note all this down. If you need to pause it. If you have any questions for me about other steps within in this whole process, please feel free to contact me, because I want scumbags like this offline, because it's people like that run prices up. If you see anything in here that I might have said wrong, please let me know, because I would hate to steer somebody wrong. And then if you've actually gotten past this 5th step where something else happened, feel free to comment or add on. Thank you.